Hello guys! Today I wanna talk a little bit about chords. I'm gonna show you 3 levels of chords, kind of. And we'll be doing everything from scratch. No MIDI packs, no stuff like that. Today you're gonna learn, boy. I have a little announcement at the end as well, so feel free to stick around for that if you're interested. Before we get into it, if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe for new videos every week. And if you're interested in getting the sounds that I'm gonna use in this video, feel free to head over to my website and check them out right there. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So I have a sound here from my upcoming Serum sound bank. It sounds like this. By the way, I don't use a MIDI keyboard. I just have my regular keyboard, and I always do everything in the piano roll. So if you're one of those people that are like,
I gotta have a MIDI keyboard to make music.
You don't. You can do everything in the piano roll in FL Studio or Ableton or any other trash DAW that you use. A good way to start making chords, like let's say we're starting from scratch here. So a good way to start, just press a key. Press any key. That's a C. Put out the C like this. Once you've done that, add one more note. That's pretty much a minor chord. Basically, once you put out your first note, you want to add a note that's like pretty far below that. So the second note is going to be the bass note, if you will. So we have A as a bass note, then we have the C, and the chord consists of at least 3 notes, right? So we want to add one more note. So we want to add one more note that's not a C or an A. There's one more note that turns this into a chord, per definition. That sounds about right. A minor. That's an A minor. That's a A major. This is as basic as it gets. So let's continue making a little chord progression. And what I like to do here is think of all of the notes as their own individual melody, kind of. So all you do is you use your ears. Let's say we start with the bass note. That sounds good, right? Dun, dun. And maybe we want to go from F to like dun. So we have dun, 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 and then that's a very typical 4-chord progression. A, F, C, G. And some of you out there are gonna be like,
yes, this is very basic.
And some of you out there are gonna be like,
How the heck did you do that?
like I said, just listen to each note's individual melody, kind of. You start with one note, and then you just take another note, and you put that somewhere where it sounds good. In this case, it's an F. It could be a C, it could be a G, it could be a lot of notes. So it doesn't matter what notes you put in there, as long as it sounds good to begin with. And you want it to follow a bass line and 2 harmonic notes. So this grayed out one belongs to one set of notes, and this one belong to the second, and these grayed out notes are the bass notes. So for level 2, we're gonna take these 2 notes of the first chord, and we're gonna listen to see if we can find another melody for these notes. Dun, 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 dun is another one. And this C can go for 3 notes and then it goes down to B. That's another melody. And what you can do to further fill out these chords is copy one of these. Let's take this one for example and put it down 1 octave. So now we have this little melody playing into octaves. And as you can hear, that already sounds a lot fuller. You could stop here, but there are some harmonic tricks that I want to talk about. So let's move on to level 3. For 99% of all chord progressions, unless you're doing something really crazy, as long as you stick within something that sounds like something you've kind of heard before, as long as you stick within those chords, there are a few notes in every chord that you can have in every single chord. So for example, we already have the C note here. We could put that there as well. And it's gonna sound like this in comparison to this. And what you have to do to find those notes that you can keep going throughout all of the chords, you just have to do it by trial and error. So let's try with the A for example. Sounds good so far. That doesn't sound right. So we can't do it with A, but we can keep the A here. So let's try with the G instead. And as you can see, G is 1 step below the bass note. So this isn't gonna be a note that is traditionally in an A minor chord. This is gonna create a colored chord. And you could get into details, like if this creates a minor 5th or a minor 7th or a minor 9th or whatever it is, but I don't know these things. I don't know. But yeah, G just happens to work. What you can do is put them up here instead. Let's copy the C as well as the B in the 4th chord, and put them over here. And we can also put this melody down here, up here as well. Some people like to use ghost notes, which you can do, but I recommend doing something like this just by ear, just to train your brain. So I added this drone just to like make it sound full in the playlist. So if you were to create a track around this and you wanted to put in some ambience, just pull out a drone, take some ambience shots, and same thing goes for this. You want to just listen to it by ear. That's the pitch of the ambience shot. Let's take a listen to the chords. So the ambience shot isn't in the right key. Let's try pitching it up 1 step. It's one of the notes in the 1st chord, but let's see. That's more like it. And after you've done it by ear, you can go check what note was it that I just put out. It's a C. And we can see the C runs through all of the chords. So the C is gonna sound good wherever you put it. You can put it on every single beat if you'd like to. Or you could pitch down the last one to a B. I just wanted to show you that creating chords by listening for each note's individual melody is something that you can use outside of the piano roll, outside of making chords, because you're gonna use it throughout the whole process of making music. So it's really important to just learn and train your ear, because then you can pitch atmospheric samples, one-shots, any sort of sound that you use in your track. You're gonna be able to do all that by ear without knowing any music theory, just by going with what sounds good. So yeah, that actually concludes this video. I just wanted to like make a quick little tutorial for you guys. So just follow the steps in this video and I'm sure you're gonna make some killer chords. Even though this is a very basic chord progression, we made it sound really interesting with a bunch of notes. So if you just came to learn chords, that's it. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing and liking this video, it really helps me out. But for those of you who wanna hear that little piece of news that I have for you, stick around a bit longer because it's gonna get spicy. So most of you that have been following me for a while know that I've been signed to a management here in Sweden for about a year and a half now, and for this past year it hasn't really been working out between me and my manager, and during this time I've kind of lost my way of making music. I don't really feel about it the same way I used to do. I don't feel excited to make music anymore, which is why I started YouTube. I wanted to teach people how to make music instead, and that has become sort of my new passion. So I'm really thankful that you guys are watching my videos and stuff like that. It really means the world to me. Anyway, I cancelled my management contract, so now I'm free to do whatever I want, and it feels so liberating now that I'm talking about it. So yeah, I'm very excited for the future. I've gotten some really valuable contacts and friends this year, and I'm really looking forward to releasing some music again. So all of the music that I made this past year is hopefully gonna see the light of day. If you made it this far into the video, then thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching again. I'll see you guys on Discord and in next Friday's video. Bye bye.